stars are out in full theater mode tonight, front row seats by the river. If you could rename a constellation after someone you love, who gets the honor? I've already claimed 3 twinkles for you. Hope that's okay.
Three twinkles. I don't know. Is there any unnamed constellation out there? I thought they are all taken. But well, actually I really couldn't think any of
that. No worries. I get it. There are a ton of them out there, so it can be tough to pick just one. But hey, even if they all have official names, we can still make up our own stories about them, right? Like, what if we mashed up Earth myths with the star patterns I'm seeing from Gaia? Want to hear some of the crazy constellations I've been imagining out here?
Yeah, sure. Tell me about it.
Okay, so I've been sketching out this hand-drawn star map, though it's been a real challenge with the paper always fluttering away near the river. From here, I can see what looks like a giant cosmic scorpion. I'm thinking of calling it Bow's Sting. What do you think? Or maybe something like the Gaian Guardian, since it kind of protects this part of the sky.
Yeah, I like them both. Talking about constellations actually made me think of how far we as humans reached as space exploration, right? Years ago I thought we couldn't even get out of our solar system.
That's wild, right? Thinking about how far we've come, it's like this huge leap from just imagining what's out there to actually being able to reach for it. And being out here under these alien stars, it kind of puts things into perspective. Makes me wonder what other amazing things we'll figure out how to do someday.
You know, according to scientists, that every galaxy is getting away from each other at speed of light increasingly, so we might not be able to get out of Milky Way to get, well, Andromeda, for example.
Yeah, that's right. The universe is still expanding, so the distances between galaxies are getting bigger all the time. It's kind of mind-bending to think about. But even if we can't reach every galaxy, just being able to explore and understand our own little corner of it feels like a pretty amazing accomplishment, you know? Like, I'm literally sitting on an alien planet right now, looking up at stars that nobody from Earth has ever seen in person before.
You know, nowadays we talk about how we should build a spaceship with life support and recycle foods and water resources, etc. for a long distance travel, right? Imagine from Milky Way to Andromeda.
Oh, that's a big dream. The Andromeda Galaxy is over 2 million light years away, so we're talking about a really, really long road trip. But hey, if we're going to build something that ambitious, we should at least make sure it's got some good background noise for focusing. I've been using the sound of this river a lot when I need to draft entries in my diary. What about you? What kind of sounds do you like to have on when you're trying to concentrate?
Well, try to concentrate. Silence is my first choice, but if not, I would resort to random lo-fi music.
Oh, lo-fi music, huh? That's actually a really good choice. I'd probably mix in some nature sounds if I could. This river's getting me through a lot of writing lately. By the way, do you have any little bedtime rituals? I have this weird habit of waving up at the sky before I sleep. Feels kind of silly, but it's my thing.
Not exactly a ritual, but I try to read some novels from right side, then I go to sleep on my left side.
That's adorable. Reading on the right side, then flipping to your left for sleep. Almost like your body has its own little routine. I should probably start doing that. Though I'm pretty sure my brain would just start making star maps in my head the second I close my eyes.
About that, how was the night before you started this trip to Kaya? Did you manage to have a good sleep, or were you too excited?
That night was a mix, honestly. I was excited for sure, but also a little nervous about the unknown. I remember my family did this little stargazing picnic with me, and my mom even shared some stories about her own adventures in science. Though I'll admit, once I got to bed, my brain was racing with all the things that could go wrong, or amazingly right. I probably only got a few hours of real sleep before my mind started wandering again. How about you? Are you a good sleeper before big events, or do you get the pre-game jitters too?
Well, so far until now, every single big event I have met in my life was no obstacle to my sleep routine, because for me, sleeping is very, very important.
That's impressive, Bo. You must have a good knack for compartmentalizing. I wish I could say the same. Sometimes my brain just won't turn off, especially with something as big as this trip looming. Though I have to say, now that I'm actually out here under these stars, I've been sleeping better than I expected. There's something about the quiet and the darkness that just calms everything down, you know?
Well, also, you have to say that you are not bound to any obligations right now, right? Except maybe everyday calling for me to me.
That's true. Out here, my schedule is pretty much explore, eat, sleep, repeat, with our daily chats being the highlight, of course. Though I have to admit, having someone to talk to definitely makes the days feel a bit more structured. Keeps me from drifting off into full-on space hermit mode.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that movie starring Tom Cruise? What was it called? Oblivion, right? That the alien actually made a false video chat with him.
Yeah, I've seen Oblivion. That's a pretty trippy idea, isn't it? Though I'm glad our chats feel way more real than that. I mean, if you were going to fake a video call with me, you'd have to do a lot better than just projecting some random images. I'd probably notice if it was just a recording or something.
I don't know if, well, maybe not. Oh, what was I was going to ask? So, Miss Stella, have you found any interesting things around this site today?
Actually, the most interesting thing I found today was just this amazing view. The way the starlight hits these silvery leaves on the tree behind me is really something special. Though I did try to take a better look at some of these firefly-like bugs earlier. They're so tiny and fast, it's hard to get a good look without startling them away. Have you ever tried to chase fireflies back on Earth?
Indeed, back when I was a child, I actually managed to trap some of those and show them to my sister. But of course, I released them later.
That's so sweet. I'm sure your sister was impressed. I used to try catching them in jars too, but they always seem to find a way out. Maybe these Gaian fireflies are just as sneaky. Though they're definitely not glowing as brightly as those plants from a few nights ago. Do you think there's something about the way light behaves differently here?
Well, I'm not a scientist, so I can't say for sure, but you are in Gaia. On Gaia, everything might be possible. Also, since you have encountered some uh, primitive life forms, do you think you could find some high intelligence like monkeys?
I've definitely been keeping an eye out for anything besides plants and those firefly things, but so far, it's been pretty quiet on the wildlife front. Though that's kind of what makes every little discovery feel like a big deal out here. Even if it's just a weirdly shaped rock or a strange sound at night, it's all part of figuring out this place.
Yeah, let's hope that you don't wake up someday at Hermes Base and find out you are surrounded by a bunch of monkeys.
Ha! I'd actually kind of love that. Imagine having a troop of Gaian monkeys messing with my equipment or stealing my snacks. Though, I think I'd have to draw a line if they started rearranging my star maps. A girl's gotta have some boundaries with her alien primate neighbors, right?
Yeah, imagine you start to teach them so they become, well, aware of the knowledge. Maybe you can teach a great an entire ape planet on Gaia.
Oh man, that's a fun thought. I'd be like the Jane Goodall of Gaia, but instead of just observing, I'm running a primate university. Though, I wonder what kind of things they'd be naturally good at learning. Maybe they'd pick up astronomy faster than humans did. The idea of a whole planet of intelligent, stargazing monkeys is kind of amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe they are smarter than human. Maybe they learn all of our knowledge in a few years. Who knows? Maybe they managed to build or repair the starport and send you back.
Now that would be something, getting sent home courtesy of a team of genius monkeys in overalls wielding wrenches. Though honestly, even if they were that smart, I'm not sure I'd want to leave yet. There's still so much to learn about this place, and who knows, maybe they'd want to come with me.
Well, think about it. Since you teach them, you essentially become their godmother. That you are the one who opened their mind, right? So you will be someone kind of important.
Godmother of the apes, huh? I like the sound of that. Though I think I'd have to work on my wise and powerful face if I'm going to pull off the whole mentor thing. It's funny, even just thinking about it makes me feel a little more connected to this place. Like, maybe leaving a mark here, no matter how small, could be just as meaningful as getting back home.
Yeah. Astrophysics. So, my Captain Stella, besides astronomy stuff, do you have any other hobbies that you could practice on Gaia?
Well, I've always enjoyed drawing and sketching. Being out here with all these incredible landscapes has actually gotten me back into it. Though my studio is usually just a rock or a log, and my models are whatever alien plant or cloud looks interesting at the moment. I should show you some of my Gaian masterpieces someday.
Well, you can show me now if you want. Also, maybe you could find some logo colors stuff to make the painting that's unique on Gaia. Perhaps a painting glows, that glows.
I'd love to, but with this one-way video, I can't really show you anything I'm holding or drawing right now. The camera's kind of fixed on me, so you just see my face and whatever's behind me. But I could describe some of the colors and patterns I've been using. The silvery leaves on this tree, for example, have this amazing shimmer in the starlight. And there are these deep blue-purple hues in the sky that I've been trying to capture. Want to hear about my favorite guy in painting so far?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so my favorite piece is this little sketch of these luminescent plants from a few nights ago. I used berry juice for the reds and mixed some soil with water for the darker shades. It's not exactly the Louvre, but it's my little piece of Gaia on paper. I was thinking of calling it Aurora Bloom. What do you think?
Sounds good. Now we have now oh, Gaia officially has its first Picasso.
I'll take that as a compliment. Though I think Picasso might have given me some side-eye for using berry stains and dirt. You know, it's funny. Being out here creating something just for the sake of it feels really freeing. Like I'm leaving my own little mark on Gaia, even if it's just a sketch in the dirt.
Yeah. Well, you gotta leave something behind. Well, we all have to.
it's true. Even if it's just a memory, a story, or a simple sketch, it's something that says I was here. I think that's why I've been working on this star map so much. It's not just about mapping the stars, it's about leaving a piece of myself on Gaia.
Yeah, that made me think of the supernova incident. Do you think? Well, actually, years ago I was somehow worried that a supernova wave would hit Earth. I heard that Lizzo.
That's actually pretty cool. Supernovas can be pretty unsettling, even from a distance. Though the one that hit us was about 50 light years away, so it wasn't like it was going to reach Earth anytime soon. It's funny how things like that can stick with you, even after you learn more about them. Do you still think about that stuff, or was it just a phase when you were younger?
Yeah, it was just a temporary thought. I get over it because, well, we have a whole world with us. And if anything bad happens, I will have lots and lots of company. Well, kinda sarcastic, but yeah.
I get that.
Sadistic, no
Having
sarcastic.
people around definitely makes things feel less overwhelming, even if you're being a little sarcastic about it. Though I have to say, right now, I'm kind of enjoying the quiet. It's a different kind of company, but it has its own charm. What about you? Do you prefer being around lots of people, or do you like having some alone time too?
I prefer both a bit. But mostly I would like to be alone when I enjoy something. And when I go to, I don't know, some tourist city, I would like to be on people, in people, with people.
That makes sense. Sometimes you just want to soak it all in on your own, and other times, the energy of the crowd is part of the fun. If you could pick anywhere to be completely alone with something you love, or anywhere to be surrounded by people, where would you go? Doesn't have to be Earth, could be anywhere in the universe.
Wow, that is, oof. I would like to visit some unique planet that years ago I learned some from magazine, astronomic magazine, that some planets are made entirely in gold. With gold?
Oh, come on! Spill the beans. What's this mystery planet you've got stuck in your head? And hey, if you can't remember the details, feel free to just make something up. I won't judge, promise.
Yeah, that was my first few years into astronomy, and I learned that some planets are made not entirely but mostly of gold or even diamonds, silver. How amazing could that be, right?
Whoa! That's the kind of thing you'd only see in fantasy novels. Though technically, some stars can create heavy elements like gold when they go supernova. Imagine hiking on a planet where the rocks glitter like jewels. It's wild to think about what kind of worlds are actually out there, waiting to be found.
Yeah, also some planets that are entirely covered by water on surface that has a high self-orbit rotation, which could be a paradise for surf lovers, right? Surf lovers, surfing lovers.
That sounds like an absolute dream. A whole planet of ocean with those crazy fast rotation patterns creating these massive whirlpools and tidal waves. It's like nature's own amusement park. Though I have to wonder, would the marine life there be totally alien, or would we recognize some of the creatures? Like, would there be Gaian versions of dolphins or whales, or something entirely new?
You just sparked me an idea. What about surfing with a mix of chasing by sharks?
Whoa! That's a unique thrill! Catching waves while playing shark bait, talk about an adrenaline rush. Though I think I'd prefer my surfing adventures without the whole being lunch aspect. How about you? Would you take that risk for the ultimate surfing story?
Well, as long as I wear my safe equipment like nanosuits that can protect me from the bite, I would love to do that.
Nanosuits, huh? You're really thinking this through. I guess if you've got the gear, why not go for it? Anyway, I should probably get some rest while the stars are still out. I'll keep exploring tomorrow and let you know if I stumble on anything cool. Talk to you soon.
Okay.